Cooking with Kids Goldfish Crackers. Only 4 ingredients needed. Be sure your butter and cheese are kept cold in the fridge before you start. This recipe works best with a food processor or a stand mixer, but don't worry, if you have a cheese grater and a hand mixer, then you can do this recipe easily. First, you will need your cold butter, and you'll also need your brick of cheese and a knife to chop. Not be chopping the cheese if you're using a cheese grater. There's also so many opportunities for children to help with this recipe. Take a look. When your cheese is ready, it's time to chop the butter. Slice a few cubes of butter and put them aside. This is a great opportunity for children to use their knife skills. A butter knife or a plastic knife will easily cut butter. When you're done chopping up your butter, it's time to bring out your tablespoon. You will need 4 tablespoons of butter for this recipe. You can use a spoon to press down your butter to make sure it fills up the tablespoon. Now it's time to mix your cheese and butter together, and I'm using a food processor to do this. Lock on the lid and press the button. Food processors work fast, so if you're using a hand mixer, you're going to have to work a little bit harder. But that's okay. After all your hard work, you'll have delicious goldfish crackers. When your mixture is crumbly like this, it's time to add a half teaspoon of salt. Then it's time to mix again. Now time to add a half a cup of flour. Then time to mix again. Now time to add another half cup of flour. And what do you think will happen next? I wonder, do you think it's time to mix again? You're right. Let's mix it up. We're almost done. But if your crumbles are a little too dry to be dough, it's time to add 3 to 4 tablespoons of cold water. That's where the magic happens. That water will help turn these crumbles into the most beautiful cheesy dough. But of course, we have to mix again, and then we'll see. Ta-da! Cheesy dough! That's all it took. And now we're ready to get rolling our crackers. But before we can grab our rolling pin, we have to put a little flour on our table or counter so our dough doesn't stick. Then you can grab a bottle or a rolling pin to roll out your dough. Give your dough a big squish and roll it into the flour a little bit. It feels so soft and nice. The flour will make it less sticky. Rolling dough takes practice, but it's a lot of fun. We want to roll out our crackers nice and flat, but we don't want them too thick or too thin. We kind of want them just right. I'll show you what I mean. Don't forget to bring out your tray, and if you have some parchment paper, that works really well to stop your goldfish from sticking. I think my dough is just right, so I'm going to bring out my cookie cutter to check. Press it in the dough. And now I have a few fish. Pop them out and let's see. It is just right. Not too thick, not too thin. But don't worry if you don't have it just right. The goldfish crackers will still taste amazing. If they're too thin, they might crumble, but that's okay. And if they're too thick, you'll just have big crackers. Bake them in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes at 350 degrees. They're ready pretty fast. And they're so warm and delicious. Look at those crackers. Now time to let them cool down, and then in a few minutes, they'll be ready to eat. These crackers are the perfect snack. I hope you enjoy. Till next time, Ona.